Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a reading for Scorpio, all aspects and or the cross-watcher from now until basically the next set of readings. Remember, this is general. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If you feel like this is not for you, check other aspects, other parts of your chart and or check back next time. Alternatively, check me out on Instagram, x_Jale_x, where I'm posting dailies, and of course TikTok, which is psychic_1, which I also post dailies on. They're shorter, obviously, but again, if you are interested in these don't resonate, or maybe you want additional content, check me out over there. Okay, again, if you want a personalised reading, information is in the description box below. Let's have a look. Spirit, what can you tell me here? What can you tell me, please, for the Scorpios? What is it that's coming up for the Scorpios here? Wow, we've got a vision shift here. There's a perception shift. Something that you're doing is futuristic and or above the norm and or outside of the realm of what people would usually expect. This is going to be a balance between what is necessary. It could be something that is going to help you progress and or other people progress. And it could also be linked to a situation from childhood that you're resolving. Could be inner child issues and or... yeah, there's a feminine healing that's being carried out here. There's a balance between light and dark. Understanding why things should happen a certain way. It's like you're seeing the bigger picture. You're starting to... anything that's maybe been blockages or been harder for you, or you're not too sure why things have happened, you're going to start getting answers and the clarity will become... but it's going to actually... you're going to use that for your path. You're going to be using that to move forward. You're also going to be aware of viewpoints, people, situations that have been draining your energy. Like if there's been a viewpoint or a mindset that you're playing over and over and over again, you're going to understand how to disconnect from that. There's a lesson that you're going to be understanding, especially if it comes to people, and how to disconnect from that energy. Could be healing mother issues as well here. And again, it's about survival without negotiating or undermining yourself. It's falling into that feminine energy. You could also be drawing a line around negative masculine energies that maybe you might be seeing through the facade of that and or healing mother wounds. Almost like you're not going to put yourself to a point where there's no reciprocal energy. Like the reciprocation, there's a balance coming with that. You're not going to settle for... you're going to start seeing things as that maybe you hadn't ordinarily noticed. What else, please, Scorpios? What else is coming up? Yeah, there's a trust that's being built here with the self, but also with the spirit. You're going to start seeing why things happened, and that's going to help you move forward as well and disconnect from any mindsets that weren't helping you. It's going to give you insight into how to handle things that maybe you weren't used to handling. Yeah, there's a higher connection, a higher ascension energy that's coming in here. That's helping you move forward out of and away from lower vibrational energies. Being able to observe things rather than investing too much into it. And because of that, you're going to be receiving not just information, but there's going to be a balance in give and take. There'll be a grounded energy here as well that will be built in, that's going to help you integrate all of this energy. It's like you're really learning about it. It's going to be one of those things that you're closing a cycle and you're not going to repeat the same things. It's like if you feel like you've been going in circles, you haven't. It's a spiral. It might look the same ground, but it isn't, is how I want to say it. Scorpio, please. Wow. This is contributing to balanced relationships and your ultimate evolution. How you identify yourself, how you understand your relationships, not just with people around you, but with you. and the mirror images and the things that they're reflecting to you for you to understand. For example, if you're dealing with a situation where someone's trying to target you, maybe they see something in you that you're not recognizing. So recognize it. Maybe they're seeing something very special in you that you haven't even seen in yourself yet. Identify it. Maybe it's someone that's taking more from you than, you know, they're giving. That's an acknowledgement within the self that actually you've got a lot to give. Maybe you're not recognizing that. It's like a mindset shift that you're going through. You're going to understand this, Scorpio. Okay, there's also some unfinished business here around a lesson, possibly around some awareness. What is this unfinished business? Show me unfinished. Yeah, it's to show you something that maybe you've missed in yourself. Maybe there's a natural humility that you, like, let's say for example you're feeling like you're being victimized and you're like, why is this happening to me? Maybe the observational point or the lesson is how and why they're doing it. Like, they probably see themselves as a very pitiful individual, and so they see you as higher, and so they're trying to reach that point, and the only way they know how is by trying to bring you down. That's not going to change who you are, but it does change who they are, because it puts them further down, right? Because let's be realistic, anyone with any self-awareness isn't going to do that to another person. But rather than responding into it and identifying it as feeling like it's a personal attack, identify it as this person doesn't like the fact that you're above them. And maybe you're getting frustrated, but again, Spirit are asking you to see it in a use humility. Rather than sort of cussing them out or getting angry, try and identify why. Like, first of all, what's annoying about it? But second of all, maybe they're doing these things. Like, for example, you know, someone may not, let's say, for example, you're giving too much and you're not receiving because you're not identifying that you've got a lot to give, right? Maybe you're overcompensating by giving. Understand that there's obviously a lot more to you than what you've given yourself credit for, and they're asking you to see that. See yourself through the eyes of these people and heal that side of you, because Spirit are asking you to identify this now. And the self-observance is a prevalent theme here. Again, that's going to help you take a leap of faith as to what's coming up in your next chapter. Mirror reflection. Again, open contact. You could be waiting for some kind of communication from somebody, and maybe they're mirroring you. And maybe they don't see themselves clearly. So by you identifying how you're being perceived and also how and why things are happening, it will help the other person identify that too, and it will resolve the problem. But there's definitely a situation here where one is feeling out of their comfort zone in a situation where two people aren't talking. Yeah, someone is needing to go out of their comfort zone, and it's harder for them maybe. Oh, there's a card that's flipped. Yeah, so that we're walking into the new paradigm here, a new environment, but they're asking you before you step into that, don't be aware of these things, because it's going to help you in this new reality. Be aware. There's a sense of awareness that they want to take with you, and a sense of balance. So you're about to embark on a new journey and a new reality, but it doesn't mean to say that all the lessons are to be thrown by the wayside. That's going to be important too. So, for example, look and review your year. What's the standout parts of your year? What parts have you forgotten about, and things that you've learned, and things that you realise now looking back, especially as you're moving in the next couple of weeks. These are the things you're going to have to remember to balance as you're moving forwards, because whatever's coming next, you've got a lot of, especially with the North Node and South Node going into Taurus and Scorpio, you guys are going to have probably a very interesting year. So they're trying to fuse this together to create the magic, right? But you need to be fluid. And I know it's a fixed sign and sometimes it's easier said than done, but try and be adaptable with this. Again, if you felt out of touch, alone, not understood, disconnected from people, alienated, you're going to start understanding why. it's going to become aware. It's like you're being asked to step into a new paradigm, because actually the world needs it, right? Look at the reality we've got going on at the moment. There's a lot of the old paradigm where people, like with a lot of the situation that happened in the last couple of years, those that were undervalued are starting to be acknowledged, and those that were overvalued, in my opinion, like, I don't want to pinpoint people, but I'm sure you can use your imagination who I'm talking about. They're being sort of humbled, you know. There's a lot of people that there's a recalibration here. This is like a macrocosm and microcosmic energy. So within your reality, that's also the same kind of thing. Your awareness is shifting. Yeah, your patterning of behavior is also changing here, and you're looking at identifying new things. It's like you're willing to push yourself out of a comfort zone here, which is what is needed, or you're going to feel like you're needing to do that. But don't forget, if you do, or you're feeling like that, you're getting nudged to do that, you're learning how to nurture yourself. Because again, if, let's say for example, this is happening, you're like, I don't understand, I feel weird. It's to try and collect parts of you that maybe you've lost, to then create a whole and move forward, and understanding that how you're nurturing yourself. And maybe this is the unfinished business where you can't quite move forward because you feel like there's a block and you're not sure what the block is. The block could be, as I say, it's like acknowledging the balance in the self first, having humility and identifying yourself differently, opening new doors. That is the missing link that then creates this. I think you're feeling or have felt isolated, and that you need to find a common ground or something, and maybe you felt like you haven't found that. That will come, because there is change coming here. And again, release the control. Just release the control, especially if you're worrying about abandonment and you're like worried that if something happens then this person's not going to accept you. Release that. That's going to help you as well. Or maybe someone you're watching this video for is in the middle of doing that. Also, sometimes rather than acting on people's advice, you should be acting on your own advice, and that actually you've got all the answers, but you've just got a balance within the self that needs to be corrected. Or, like I said, surrender, and maybe just observing yourself how to move forward is just going to help you address this situation. But you may have all the answers, you may not need these kind of readings. It's just maybe a lack of belief or something, or trust. Look, surrender has come out twice. Trust yourself, complete surrender. I'm sure we've just had surrender twice. No? Did I just imagine that? Surrender. And again, you may have been relying on giving, over giving. Right, let's see, what else for Scorpio? What else for Scorpio? Yeah, the masculine energy. How you identify the masculine, and or you and, let's say, a masculine counterpart are both echo, because it fell on the mirror reflection. So if you're not in a union at the moment, this could be the shared block between you and your masculine, and by you resolving this is actually going to help your counterpart. So again, surrendering, not over giving. Observe yourself. And maybe you felt like, you know, there's unfinished business there. Yeah, because this needs to be resolved first. And then when you do that, there'll be contact, there'll be a new paradigm that you can both move into. Accepting the self, but coming out of these patterns of behaviour. Right, let's ask, what is the main block? Let's ask what the main block is. What is the main focus, please? What is the main focus that Scorpio should be looking at, please, at the moment? What is the main block? Again, rather than saving everyone else, look at yourself. Someone, again, we've got someone over-giving in a situation. That has to change. What is the block for Scorpios, please? We've got survival fears. Okay, so what is the main survival fear here? What is the main survival fear? Confusion about unconditional love. I don't know why, but it's almost like you feel like if you don't have a purpose, you're not lovable or something. There's how you're seeing yourself though is going to shift. So these confusions about how you view yourself and how you love yourself is going to, again, is definitely a block, but it's going to shift. Right, what else is the block for Scorpio? Yeah. Right. Let's see what other messages we've got here. Right, Spirit, what else? What else does Scorpio need to be aware of, please? What are the other messages for Scorpio, please? Abundance and adventure. So even if this is outside your comfort zone and you're being asked to view yourself differently, or your path is being laid out differently than what you're used to, utilize it as an adventure and surrender to it. Remember, it could be that they're putting this path in front of you so that you observe yourself differently, which is going to break you out of this mold to surrender. So if you're being moved out of your comfort zone, it could be that Spirit are trying to do that to make you understand who you really are. Final messages for Scorpio. Yeah, primal fear and common ground and embracing family. So abandonment. So again, if you feel disconnected from people, they're probably trying to find the right people, and so by doing that, you have your view of yourself has to change. Maybe that was the identity that you'd put yourself under. Again, confusion. What is this confusion? What is this main confusion here, Spirit, for Scorpio? Again, it's a new consciousness here. It's like you're missing something and you can't quite pinpoint what it is. Let's ask what it is. What is the missing link? What is the Scorpio's missing link here, Spirit? What is Scorpio's missing link? Living in the now, staying mindful, and sitting too much in the mind. So basically not in the heart space enough. What is the missing link as well? What else? It's so surrendering, basically. And again, primal fear of saving humanity and abandonment. What is this saving humanity thing? There's a lack of balance here. Again, the masculine is showing the same. Unfinished business. Yeah, there's a balance between the self, balancing like the needs of the self versus the needs of the collective. So before you're attending to other people, tend to yourself, and that will help shift the give and take balance between you and your masculine, which will also bring them back towards you. What else is Scorpio? We've got secrecy again here. Yeah, so if this person, let's say you're out of a connection with someone and then they're not talking to you, let them understand it. You can only understand from your own perception, and just use your observations of yourself, of things that you can focus on while that person's also reviewing themselves. All right, hopefully this helps, Scorpio. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. It means a lot to me. Until next time, take care.